Good morning, welcome to Business. We are at the tail end of the show this morning. So if you're just joining us, you can actually watch us live on YouTube. And good thing about YouTube is it can actually take us back a couple minutes that you can start all over again. That's one good thing about it. But if you're not there yet, you can actually also watch us live on Twitter at Metropole TV Kenya. We are also on Facebook at Metropole TV Kenya. Okay, let's therefore talk about youth and youth empowerment. We're talking about businesses and leadership, which also go hand in hand together in the country. This morning, I am joined by Austin Gerald, is the Nairobi County Coordinator, My Leader Kenya. Austin, welcome to Metropole TV.
Thank you so
much. It's a
much.
pleasure to have you around here.
Thank you so much.
The government seems to have a huge focus on the youth and the face of the youth within the Kenyan economy, especially when it comes to running their businesses and also bringing them up to the level where they can actually stand out and be leaders for themselves. I want us to start this conversation from a very basic point. Do you think that indeed the government is walking the talk, or they just talking the talk?
Thank you so much, Mr. Simba. It is not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. We look at the number of youths that we have in the country. We are about 10 million youths. And every year, close to 500,000 youths get into the job market.
Yes.
And these people go to the job market and there's no job. The government keeps on saying that there is enough avenues, resources, and even trainings, and even opportunities. But it is not true.
Yes.
Things are different on ground. So it's not true. The government has not walked the talk.
Yes.
Yes.
We're still talking about it, but
Just
when it comes to the situation on the ground, as they say, very different.
Very different.
Okay, you interact with the Nairobi youth. We are youth ourselves. I mean, we see them as well. What would you say is the biggest challenge when it comes to empowering youth in Nairobi, Austin?
The biggest challenge is that Nairobi being a city,
yes,
it's a place that most of the youths come when they finish school, and the number goes up every day. And the youths come with a lot of expectations.
Yes.
The cost of living is very high, and these people are not able to meet their daily needs. The challenge is that we have a lot of expectations. But again, another challenge is that no one is willing to provide the opportunities that we need to attain our goals and our needs, everyday's needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's really that there is an expectation, but in reality, there's nothing that's going to fulfill these expectations, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's therefore talk about the youth that you've actually spoken to, seen exactly what it is they're doing. What do you think is going to be the magic bullet, therefore, for empowering the Nairobi youth and also, overall now, the Kenyan youth within the economy?
I can say that the Kenyan youth are very vibrant. These people are very much educated.
Yes.
And are willing to drive this country to the next level. They are willing to live beyond the expectations, and at the same time, they have enough education.
Yes.
So in Nairobi, for example, we have worked with a number of the youths.
Yes.
Sana, also the youth groups, and at My Leader Kenya, we have come together with the ambition of empowering these young people. So we are a membership organization, and we try to bring these people together and tell the untold stories. We realize that there's so much that the youth are doing that are not known. But when we come together through our tools that we use at My Leader Kenya,
yes,
we are able to assist them in their areas of expertise, yes, and interests.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting how one of the biggest stories that we actually ran into this year is the stories that youth decided to tell about themselves despite being highly qualified, despite having the good grades and the good papers that are actually supposed to push you into employment. Then you find that they're the most unfortunate people within the Kenyan economy. How do you think important it is to tell the stories just like you do at My Leader Kenya. How important is it for these stories to be known vis-a-vis empowering this youth?
The importance of the stories to be known is that we try to connect them. When someone is doing something and is not known, and nobody is able to help them, we come together. So for example, we have, last time we had a Youth in Business event that was dubbed Vijana na Biashara. We brought together speakers from different places, motivational speakers, youths in business. So in that platform, we want them, or rather we were trying to offer a platform for them to be able to share what they do, so that anybody, any organization, any government official, the people who attended were able to support these people. So that was just a platform where we try to expose these people, expose these youths, so that they could be picked from that place. So that's just a practical example of what we do, alongside other practical means.
I know that we're going to get into the practical means. I just want to know, therefore, because what seems to be the biggest challenge, therefore, is just really identifying these youth and also knowing what it is they're actually getting into, isn't it? Or what they want to get into. How would you say, how do you get to identify this youth within, especially you being a Nairobi coordinator? I just want you to tell me how you go about identifying the Nairobi youth who's not been that much exposed or empowered enough to realize their potential.
We have grassroots activities where we go out and have events, and we invite the youth by use of maybe social media. We use WhatsApp and other means. So when we go out, we first of all make sure our event is known. So after the event is known, we call them by, like we have specific areas. We have 9 specific areas that we deal with. So we want them to come, given that if someone is interested in maybe health or maybe sports, we say that you come, we are going to connect at such a place. So they come, and then we give them opportunity to just expose whatever they do, and then we use the media. We go with the media, we go with our cameras and all that, so that we capture the events and we capture these youths in specific areas. So from there, we pick an individual, and then we move with them, and then we try to connect them with the relevant institutions and organizations that can help them. So it goes to the level, that's what we do.
That's exactly what, on a baseline point, that's exactly what My Leader does within the economy, isn't it? What have you seen some success stories, therefore, of the youth that were actually connected through your various events and through your various initiatives? You can actually say that, yes, the only thing that missed here was really exposure.
We have a number of youths that we have connected. But a classical example is there's a young man called Opere. Opere used to live in the village, and he had gone through school system up to college, and then he was jobless. So when we traced Opere, we realized that this guy had a lot of ideas. He was very innovative. So he started a computer class, computer college, but he never had a classroom. He never had enough computers. So when we traced him, we realized that Opere was very much willing to train young people in the village, but what he lacked was resources. At the same time, the building in which he was operating was not very much of class. So we highlighted Opere's story, and then Opere was connected to the right donors, to the right organizations that came and built for him a very decent college, and then the room was equipped with the computers. So that's one of the examples of the guys or the youth that we have impacted. Another classical example is we have a group of guys calling themselves Walk in Our Shoes. These young people, we got them from the grassroots level, and we realized that they had a very nice story. They were trying to showcase what women go through that men do not know. So they use high heel shoes. And then now what we did to them was just to expose them, because we realized they had a lot of things, a lot to do that could really put them to another level. So we exposed them, and then that's how they got sponsorship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there, therefore, at My Leader Kenya, specific areas that you're targeting that you will say that these are the potent areas that for us as My Leader Kenya, we actually encourage or first start with in identifying these youth across these platforms, and after that we can actually try to push them, therefore?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
We picked, we have 17 SDGs.
Okay.
Those are Sustainable Development Goals,
Yes.
but we picked 9 out of those 17.
Yes.
So we pick, like for example, education. We picked gender equality, we picked leadership and governance,
Yes.
we picked health, we picked agriculture, we picked sports, we picked conflict management, so that we realized that these are the areas that youths are so much interested in,
Yes.
and they have a lot in that area. So we never wanted to be so broad. So we decided let's work with 9.
Yes.
Then in the coming days, when we get enough resources, because remember, we are a membership organization that is not sponsored.
Yes.
So we realized that when we go too much broader, we may run the risk of getting enough funds.
Yes.
And then we never wanted to run out of the interest of the youth. So we picked 9 out of the 17
Yes.
that I've just mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting, Austin, that you should speak about the areas in which you're targeting, and we know now that the government is really pushing for its top 4 agenda. Everybody would have their opinion about the top 4 agenda, but you'll be the right person, therefore, because I've heard there you mentioning health, which is also a key factor when it comes to the top 4 agenda. Have you seen, now when you're sourcing for these partners, when you're sourcing for this sponsorship for these youth, has it become a bit easier for you now that we're getting told that the economy is pegged on these 4 pillars?
The reality is that matters to do with health is not easy.
It's not easy.
Because health requires a lot of resources, a lot
Yes.
of funds.
Yes.
And we are young people, though we have a little experience and a little interest in health, but health has become a big challenge for us because funding health is not an easy thing. Given that the current status of economy at the moment is not really friendly and it's not welcoming, so we have not really done much in health.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's some, we do some little activities like we normally have health camps and health events.
Yes.
But we have not done much on that.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the funds. But we are really looking forward to bring on board partners.
Yes.
In this sector that are going to partner with us in the coming days to
Yes.
to broaden our activities in health.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you say that, well, despite the general story that the economy is realigning itself, the top 4 agenda, when you really get in touch with the ground, then things are a bit difficult as they used to be.
Things are getting more difficult.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but things are becoming tougher and tougher and tougher.
Yes.
But we think government should be doing something because I realize there's a lot of blame shifting. It's true that the economy is becoming tougher and no one wants to take responsibility.
Yes.
So as the youth, we know that there is a bit that we can do. There is what we can do to change it. And that's what we are doing at My Leader Kenya. We are trying every single day to just make a difference in terms of our activities. We know we are very much important in an economy.
Yes.
Because of our population of around 10 million, that can bring a huge impact in an economy. So we realize that apart from just sitting there and waiting for things to be better, waiting for jobs from the government, we can start somewhere.
That's
we can
right.
start doing something.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we are doing at My Leader Kenya.
Yes. Success stories are really good for everybody listening. They will say, well, this is a really good success story. This is a really good initiative. When you look at the areas that you're targeting, what would you say are the top areas that you've achieved your top success?
We have innovation
Yes.
and business.
Yes.
That's one of our top area that I can say at the moment we have really done well.
Yes.
Because I talked about the event we had that was on 27th of September
Yes.
this year. We brought together very many speakers and very many youths.
Yes.
And at the event we offered a platform where people could come and showcase their products. And it was very successful because the event was attended by a good number and people made sales and a lot of stories were told during that day. So in business and innovation we have done so well. In gender, gender and equality, we are also doing so well because if you look at our structure, we are properly balanced to achieve the 50-50 representation.
Yes.
At the same time, we have some activities coming up in the area of gender. We have been going around the country and even other counties to just try and teach people on the gender issues and also to make them understand, not just teaching, but making people understand the
why
importance.
It's important really for us to talk about gender issues, isn't it? Yes. Now, I just want you to paint for me a perspective, therefore, of exactly what goes into organizing your event and exactly what it will take for somebody to be part of the event.
The event, we always do it once a year. It is every year.
Yes.
And the event is always organized by us. It's an internal affair, but we always try to bring on board various stakeholders like the government, the county government, like-minded youth-serving organizations,
yes,
the NGOs, to just come and be part of the event. So we've always tried to also access other companies that deal with the youth, that employ the youth. For example, Safaricom,
yes,
Coca-Cola, Equity Bank. So because we realize that these companies are the ones with the highest number of youth employees.
Yes.
So we always bring them on board so
yes,
that they can just contribute and support our event.
Yes. Are you saying that anybody can be part and parcel of your sponsorships and also part and parcel of your stories that you tell at My Leader Kenya?
We are very open,
yes,
and anybody can be part of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you be part of My Leader Kenya?
Being part of My Leader Kenya,
yes,
is we have a portal.
Yes.
We have a website where you go, you sign in, www.myleaderkenya.co.ke,
yes,
and you register as a member to become a member.
Yes.
There's a part for being a member, part for donation, part for if you have an organization you want to partner with us, you can bring your organization.
Yes.
You register. If you come as an individual, you can also register. Come as a government, you can also register. So
yes,
the platform is there where you can register and
pretty much and go through the whole process, isn't it? Yeah. Therefore, as a coordinator for Nairobi, Austin, I can just leave you without asking you this question. You interact with youth. Yes. You're into the business of making sure that youth are actually brought up to the level where they need to be. What sort of picture do you have in your mind, therefore, when it comes to youth representation in leadership and when you come to youth empowerment in business? What picture do you want to paint for me? Like this is a proper picture for youth empowerment in any economy.
First of all, let me go to the government because government and is a system that influences the economy. Yes. And even when it comes to accepting or maybe interacting with the youths and bringing them on board, the government has not really lived to its words.
Yes.
Or rather, it has not been enable us to attain the level in which we can say we are properly represented.
Yes.
I look at our current parliament, for example. We have about 32 young MPs who are there. To me, that's not still proper representation because even the ones who are there are not really doing much to help us. The youths are there, keep on crying every time, yes, and during elections, during campaigns, they tell us that we are going to represent you, but the moment these people go up there, they close their doors, they close shops. So we are not properly represented. And that therefore, we are not, the youths of Nairobi, for example, still feel that the number should go up in terms of representation. Yes. We feel that the door should be open for us, or maybe the environment should be created that can enable us go and contest ourselves to be able to occupy these offices so that we can have proper representation for the youth. Yes. And through that, we are able to fight for ourselves and create jobs for ourselves. Because I know, one thing I know is that the senior citizens who are occupying these offices are doing good for themselves. They don't really love us. They get there, for example, realize that the recent appointments in government, majority of people who are appointed were 90 years, 75 years, 69 years, and these people are people who don't really understand what a youth feels in terms of being there without a job and being able to face these challenges that come with the daily lives every single day. So I think that we should be given chance to just run for public offices and be able to represent our people. And to the MPs, our MPs who are there at the moment, I also I tell them, or I request them to also try and fight for us, because when they get there, before they get there, they tell us that we guys elect us, or we will give us a chance, we are going to fight for you. But when they get there, they don't do that. So I feel we are not properly represented, and the youths in Nairobi are really feeling bad. We are not happy. Though we are not going to stop fighting, I'm very sure at the end of the day, even if we don't win, we shall have made a difference. So to me, I feel that we are not really represented.
Properly represented.
Yeah.
Austin, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, now you do know, if you want to be part of My Leader Kenya initiative, pretty much go to the website www.myleaderkenya.co.ke. Then after that, you can register as a member and also as an organization if you truly believe that the Kenyan youth has been misrepresented. Good morning. That's exactly what we have for you on today's edition. But not to be sad, because I'll be joining you at 11, 12, and 1 p.m. for Metropole Business News. Richie, take us off.